it works.
That's great.
Don't be put off if you're already, experienced coach.
There's still a lot to learn, is what
There's
I'm
still
hearing.
loads to learn because of the quality and depth of the model.
Great, fantastic. Hi, Aidan.
Hi, Tina.
So you've just graduated from our residential program.
Yes.
It's June 2018.
Yes.
So I'm just going to ask you a few things about the program.
Okay.
First of all, what brought you to the program? Because just to give a background on you, you're a professional coach. You've been coaching for 12 years. Is that right? Very, good high levels. So what brought you to the program?
What brought me to the program was somebody I knew, another professional coach who had been on the program or had experienced the coaching on the program, and he was incredibly enthusiastic, and he's not someone who's naturally enthusiastic. So I thought, wow, if Charles is doing this, then there must be something there. And so I looked into it, and I've always had this thing about people living their purpose and their vocation. There's so many people who are, miserable at work. They're not enjoying their lives. I've had 2 careers. I know what it's like to find my vocation, and I wanted to help my clients, in any way I could, to find their purpose and destiny.
That's brilliant. Okay, so I asked you this earlier, just when we were going through our normal survey.
Yeah.
How far did the course meet your expectations?
Well, it exceeded my expectations. I knew again that, as a professional, the guy that recommended it to me, it must be very professional, or he wouldn't be recommending it. And I found that, the value of excellence was lived throughout the program, not just in terms of the richness and innovation of the material, not just in the quality of the training, but also in terms of just the administration support. The whole, Destiny say that one of their values is excellence, and it absolutely is.
Cool, brilliant.
Nothing associated with Destiny that wasn't excellent.
Okay, brilliant. So you used the word that you feel drenched after going through the whole curriculum. Perhaps just in a nutshell, for those watching the video who are considering the course, what are you taking away from it in terms of content and skills?
Well, I'm taking away from it several things. Firstly, the reading material, the concepts. It's expanded my vision of what God is doing on earth and what God's prepared to do on earth. It's equipped me to coach, with God in a transformational way faster than, I've been able to achieve results before, and there'll be better results because, God is in the program. So the content is very rich. When I said I was drenched, the content is rich and deep, so therefore it's going to take time for it to soak in. But that's a high quality problem. You've got so much that you're going to be feeding off it, for years to come, as well as you embed it within you, as you integrate it into yourself as a coach.
Okay, and perhaps you could just, because I would imagine there'll be some professional coaches watching this and sort of saying, oh, let's see what he said about it. In terms of the kind of, we call it our transformational coaching model. What would your comments on that be now you've kind of been trained in it and to use it?
It's an excellent model. It is indeed transformational. As a professional coach, one of the things that I would say was that I was intrigued as to how Destiny were going to coach complete beginners and professional coaches side by side. But they can. So I'm in a short video, I'm not going to go into how, but it is possible, because one question other professional coaches might have is, well, hang on, I'd be expecting to go on an advanced program because I've already done this for years. But even if you've already done it for years, you're going to get lots and lots of new insights throughout the program. So don't be put off by that.
And now I'm intrigued. How does it work to have, people learning from scratch alongside someone like yourself who's done it for 12 years?
Well, how it works is that, most of the material, most of the time is new. So yeah, at the beginning when you're learning about, open questions and, different levels of listening, well, okay, a professional coach is going to know about that. But there were, I already knew, for example, in my own practice, I was already using metaphor. And metaphor was brought in, early in the program, and I realized that I'd stopped using metaphor as much as I once did, and it sort of refreshed me in that. The other thing I would say is that all professional, the kind of people that are coaches, we want to give back, we want to share. We became professional coaches because other coaches gave of themselves, to us. So, you're learning, and also you're able to contribute, because Tina's saying things from the front about, well, the coaching world's like this. And then, what used to happen at the beginning is people would come up and check with me, is it really like that if you're a professional coach? Because Tina would say that she's running the program.
Yeah.
But, is that right? Because you're doing it, and of course, what you shared, Tina, was right. So
glad you backed me up there, Aidan.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Of course I did.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting when you kind of see the baby coaches growing up. I think it reinvigorates your own passion for it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And because God's in it, and because the kind of people that, come on these programs, they're already better coaches than they think they are. Yeah. So, I'm amazed in some of my own professional practice about how powerfully line managers who have no interest in being professional coach can, in the right process, start asking incredible questions of each other and do some amazing, coaching experience. So it works. Don't be put off if you're already, experienced coach.
There's still a lot to learn.
There's still loads to learn because of the quality and depth of the model.
Great, fantastic. Okay, so we call it a coach training leadership development program. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions around your own transformation through it. So would you say, in what way would you say the program may have changed your leadership and your relationships with your friends and family, and maybe in a work context?
Well, I'm going to be a stronger leader as a result of going on it. That is because my relationship with the Trinity was deepened, particularly my relationship with the Father God. So as a consequence of that, then I have, in fact, my identity changed, Tina. I haven't told you this. I think when I came on the program, my identity was coach. I leave the program with my identity as son.
Wow.
So there is I will be an even stronger leader as a consequence of being on this program.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So I guess the question is, how has it affected your spiritual life? I mean, that's a pretty big thing that's happened. Your whole identity really has changed. So has there been anything else you want to share about how it's changed your spiritual life?
Yeah, when people ask me about the program, actually the first thing that I do is I say, well, the first thing it's done is deepen my relationship with Christ, which has got nothing to do with, well, is connected to coaching, of course, but I expected that that might happen, but no, that is the first thing that's happened. And then, yes, I've become a more effective coach for people's purpose and destiny. But the first thing that's happened is it's deepened my relationship with the Trinity. So that's huge.
How clear are you now on your own personal purpose and calling?
Well, I'm very clear in the same way, recognizing now through the teaching of the program that, it's emergent. So I'm in what I call a loose, tight situation. So there are specific things that I know about my purpose that I'm working on right now. And I know that because there's always more, I don't know all of it, and God has not revealed all of it to me, but I have a clear direction. I've made important career and life decisions based on it with confidence. So I'm activated and I'm working on it. And I'm excited to know that the vision that I've got is so big that it can't be lived in, well, it will take the rest of my life to live it. And God hasn't yet downloaded the next 30 years to me, or the next 20 years.
That's very cool. So you've got a really big vision, and it's not big in its full bigness yet. That's great.
Yeah. But it's concrete at the beginning, and I'm able to step onto it and into it and activate it and work on it. You know, so it's not so big that it's out there in the future. No, I have already begun work on it.
It's
within
amazing.
24 hours of finishing the program.
Wow. That's amazing. And what part has the program played in helping you with that vision?
Well, it's enabled me to hear from God what he has to say about my purpose. It's enabled me to be strengthened by God, you know, in order to be able to walk into that purpose. And also a lot of aspects of the model have enabled me to work with influential leaders, for example, which, you know, because, well, I was doing that already, but now it's given me a framework, you know, to refine exactly which influential leaders, you know, should I be working with.
That's great.
And to do what, you know, what is their impact that they're going to have on the world. So it's given me a very good matrix, you know, to identify which clients I should be, you know, seeking, you know, in the future and praying for.
Great. That's really great. So Aidan, the value for money question. So would you say this course was value for money for you? What would you like to say about that?
It's fantastic value for money. Yeah. I'm not going to ask for my money back, Tina. No,
that's great. Fantastic. And just to sum up then, what would you say are your main highlights from this last 6 months of doing this intense program?
Okay. There were so many. I've got to work backwards. So the encounter I had with God, where the distance, I was connected to Father God, but there was a distance between us that was removed, and I came to sit next to him at his right hand side, and that was just life changing. You can edit this out, but my father getting healed through the prayer, that was huge. And I think seeing the power of the encounters with God, you know, the long encounters with God and exercises there, seeing the impact that had on people, that was huge. And then I think your encouragement to always go bigger, you know, what's bigger than that, you know, 10 times bigger, what's 100 times bigger than that, you know, supportive challenge to straight, that was a highlight. And then being introduced to more of Bethel's teaching, you know, through some of the books that you've shared, that was also a highlight. I'll stop there. That's quite a few highlights.
That's fantastic. So
but that's enough.
Okay, that's enough. So what would you say to someone watching this video and considering coming on the course? What would you give them as
well, of course you've got to go on it. You know, unless if you're interested in your relationship with Christ, if you're interested in having a huge positive impact on the world, if you're interested in knowing and living, you know, your vocation and purpose, if you're interested in knowing, of helping others to know and live, you know, their purpose and their identity, you know, in God, then you have to come.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you, Aidan.